Hi guys, welcome back. I have an insane idea to make a deck of playing cards about a week out from Christmas when I'm going to gift these. So this will be fun because not only is the one side blank, both sides are blank. So we're making these from scratch. I think, what is it, 52 cards? Now, I've kind of brainstormed on this. And, well, before I go into that, let me show you. I got these from Amazon. I think they were like maybe like $5.99. And I think when I ordered them, I did not realize that they were actually blank on both sides. I thought I was ordering something that had a blank side to decorate like the exterior of it, and then the one side would have, you know, the numeral. But this is what I had actually ordered, which is fine. I can figure that out. So back to the brainstorming. It also came with these 3 little like informational cards, which I don't know if I guess I'll put those in the pack with them. But I have been brainstorming because my first idea was to collage, of course, these, but individually when I thought they had the values on them. And now I've just like I said, a week out, I'm panicking and like there's just no way I'm gonna knock out 52 individual collages before then. So what I did come up with is I have these old thrifted books. I think this one I actually got from the Dollar Tree. They not only have very beautiful pictures in them, they have numeral, you know, they have the numbers that I can cut out eventually if I decide to go that route. And then, you know, see, like these are just, this one has beautiful pictures. And then this one has a lot, also beautiful photos and such, but it also has a lot of the almost like newspaper book print, which I was going to do a few cards like that. And so this was my idea. I'm going to take each card and glue it like downward so that the picture, you know, is cut out on the other side. And I'm just going to lay these throughout. I think I'm going to tear the pieces out. And I know I love books as much as the next person, and some people might just be completely appalled that I'm about to rip these books. But I'm telling you that these books now being used for collage purposes here on out will get far, far more use than sitting in my bookshelf untouched. So they will be upcycled into something beautiful over and over again. I'll show you a few. And then I will show you possibly when I get all of the papers stacked with them glued down, and then we're going to cut them out. Then we'll individually cut each card out. So I figured that knocks out every single design of the back of the card. Then I'm going to approach and attempt the card value. And that will obviously have to be done individually. I have a few brainstorms about that as well to kind of like almost assembly line the process of it. But we'll get to that when it's time. So I'm going to pick a picture. This is what, sociology book. There's going to be some... You know, I did have a thought on this about This is my only like negative thought on the process though, is that eventually you could get to learn the card picture, right? Let's say you're just insane and you can memorize that. I did start to think that because a normal deck of cards doesn't always have a different picture on it. So I guess technically you could use memory on this. Let's go ahead and we're gonna do this image here. And I'm just gonna roughly approach this project. If I try to think too much about where everything's gonna line up exactly and how it's gonna look, I'm gonna be doing this forever. Okay, and it's supposed to be a very collaged, you know, approach. Take this out of here. Okay, first one aside. I'll do one where I can get an entire, let's try this book. Okay, this blue is beautiful. Let's try that. So what we'll do is I'm going to take this face down, and we're going to try to fit a certain amount on here. So some of them will coordinate, I guess. Once I do cut these out, we'll see how many I can fit in this little area. Where's my, here it is. Okay. And when this glue does start to dry a little more, it's not so seeped out, I'm gonna press them into, I don't know, possibly another book, under some books. Okay, so I'll get about 4 cards out of this, just so they don't peel up on the corners and such, you know, but I do need to wait for that to dry. So when you can kind of see that in the shadow there when I turned it, you'll get 4 playing cards out of that one paper. So that's my approach to this. And I'm going to continue on positioning and gluing the cards down. When I get the stack of them done, which they're right here, when I finish off, get these all situated the way I want them to be, I'll show you what I end up with. And then I'm going to leave them alone, obviously, let them dry completely. And I will show you a few that I start to cut out. And we'll see how this all turns out. So fingers crossed this was the right way to approach it. But this is trial and error right now. As much as I think it's going to work, this could be a total fail. So I'll be back when these are completed. And I'll see you guys then. Here's the actual pile. I'm definitely going to have to weigh these down because they obviously want to turn up with the weight of the card. So I'm just going to try to let them dry a little bit. See, these paper ones especially are, but the other ones are pretty good. I'm going to separate these. And then, like I said, when they get a little drier, I'm going to press them in something. But for now, this is the absolute chaos that's going on. When they're dry pressed, I will come back and we'll cut them all out together. Not all of them, but some of them. Okay, I'll see you then. I cannot stand all this paper, so right now, until they dry, I'm just going around each card and getting rid of all of this. This is not working for my life. So we're just doing a rough cut. Like I probably didn't even need to go right there. And we're gonna cut all these down because these need to be way more manageable. I am trying to like lay them out to dry, but there's just glue everywhere because I didn't stay in, see like why, okay, so we're gonna see this one, we're gonna have to kind of color that back in, you know, or dry paint it or something, because like I said, this was trial and error, but hello, the glue's gonna stick to everything. So, I don't know, but here we go. We're gonna make it more manageable. Oh, I almost got the card there. I did not, but. Okay, so I'm gonna continue to do this. See, there's the picture, there's glue on it, but that's fixable. You can always fix things. So if you just do things random like I do and they turn out, I mean, I don't know what my brain process was on this, you can fix it. You would think I'd never worked with Elmer's glue before, but. All right, I'm gonna keep going. See, look how cool. It's gonna be so cool when it gets trimmed down. These actually, now that they're starting to be dry, they're really not peeling up that much. I think they're just trying to. But once the glue starts setting, they really do settle down. Like that might need a little bit of repair right there, but nothing crazy. And it was really what started to mess them up is I put the paper ones, these more lightweight ones, on top of the lightweight papers. And it just started melding all together. Uh-oh. Okay, so I'm going to continue this. We'll come back and continue the other steps. Okay, bye. Okay, now I'm going to go in, and so I can move them around more now. I can go in and see where are they peeling up at, and I can secure that. I think the stacking is out of the question. I just don't want these to touch each other any longer. But I can go in right now and make these repairs. So we're just going to look through them and secure some of the corners so that when these are dry, I can fully cut them. And also, I'm looking at these and I'm thinking that after I go in and touch up the few that will need, you know, a little bit of color where it pulled away, I'm most likely going to have to seal these once they're cut down. So I'm going to go lay out the 52 cards again and clear coat them to seal in the picture, because I don't want, I'm obsessed with clear coating things, especially since I collage so much. I don't want, they look great in the beginning, but over time, you know, paper will just wear away. It'll be worn down, the color will fade, and the clear coat doesn't necessarily prevent that in its entirety, but it definitely prolongs those things from happening. So I always seal my paper projects. And maybe it's unnecessary, maybe it's a little excessive, but it just makes me feel so much better about like the longevity of it, and not, I don't want this paper to crumble off the card. Let's see. I had seen, oh, here's one. I'm working like in this direction too. I've got them spread completely. They're actually not that bad with the peel up. There's just a few little corners, and you can kind of see, like this one is, oh, I don't have it in the frame. Here's the little corner, and so I'm just gonna seal that back down on there. Here's another little corner. Just kind of like tidy them up a little bit. Since in all reality, I should have, this is trial and error. I know I said that like 3 times now, because I think I'm telling myself more than anybody that I probably could have went about it a different way. Like perhaps I could have cut the paper down in a more manageable size to then glue it. I could have, here's the kicker. This one's very loose, but the best thing I could have done, oh, here we go. It wasn't that complicated. I could have just put glue on the card and then stuck it on the paper. That was what should have been done. But I'm just too impulsive to I always do think of the solution, but it's after the fact of impulsively throwing glue all over the paper. That one, I'm glad I caught that one, because that was about this far down off the card. So that would not have worked for being secure. See, we have this guy. And so if this is another reason I love to record these videos now and just put them out, because maybe you guys will see this and be like, she probably could have just glued the card down. And then you guys will know. You'll know now for your own sanity how to do things. Maybe not like me. Maybe this isn't so much a follow. Here, the other side of that was pretty. Oh, no, that's where I just added, but let's, I guess, secure it a little bit more even. Maybe this is a, watch and do your own take on it, because maybe I'm just a little bit too chaotic with things. So you can pull that out on your own and not do that. That one looks a tiny. Maybe just throw that there. Okay, so I think most of these are glued down to the best that they're going to get. And I'm going to step away from this, leave them be. When I come back, I am going to be cutting them down. They'll be fully dry, cut them down, and then I'm going to go ahead and spray seal that picture in as well today. And then we will have completely dry cards ready to go for tomorrow, and I can start the numeral, spade, heart, diamond process. So I will see you guys back here in a little bit. These have all dried. And we're gonna start cutting them out now. And I'll just show you a few. This way we'll also be able to check for any like uplifted corners. Oh, hang on, I have a visitor. Okay. Sorry, that was a snack. That was the asking of the snacks by my littlest. Trying to get as close to the edge without getting the actual card. But this feels bizarre. There we go. Check that out. Okay, I'm also going to make 2 piles. This one needs no work. I didn't damage it by gluing it down to something else for some reason because I thought that was a good idea. And we'll keep those here. No damage, needs some type of work. I'll show you what I decided to do maybe to the little areas that I kind of nicked up. I have some pretty good markers that I think will take care of that. Or I could possibly even use some like drier quality watercolor. This is the weirdest thing to cut. I don't know, it's hard to explain. There's one. Okay. These are definitely gonna have a unique feel to them. But that's what makes them homemade. So this is going to be the process. Maybe I'll show you one more. Oh, this was a good one to cut, so here we go. I damaged that a little. So we're going, you know what might work too? Oh, there's a little damage as well. Is some colored pencil. Just this texture feels like colored pencil would adhere really good to that. So we'll put this in the damaged pile. That one's a little damaged, which, like I said, it can be fixed. I just always get ahead of myself and I'm not very patient. Which I think this has been teaching, this isn't a very good example for the video, but it has been making me more aware that I'm not very patient and to be more aware of that. Okay, this corner. This is very satisfying though. This one is a little wet still. We're going to put him aside. But I'm basically just going to continue cutting these out one by one. And then I will come back and show you how we're going to fix that damage up. I have 52 cards that I've now cut out. This is the pile that does not need work. Well, it's not really a pile anymore. These all come out really good. I did glue when I was cutting. I also did pay attention and I glued all of the corners down. So those are secure. Okay, this is so satisfying. I did not know how cool these were gonna turn out. I was not gonna lie, I kind of was doubting them when pretty much instantly when they all started sticking together. I was like, oh, this project might not be for me. But they turned out really good. I'm just showing you fairly quickly the ones that are done. I honestly don't know that these will even need clear coat. They feel pretty, I don't know, they feel pretty cool on their own. Just a few more. I have a total of 7 that actually need the work on them. And this one. Okay, here's all the cards. I'm gonna grab a rubber band. I think I have some right here. Just gonna grab a rubber band for the ones that are done. Look at this. Oh, this is so fun. I made all of those. That's pretty cool. All right, now this one, this guy, the view, that guy, dice, a little bit up here, and then this moon. These all need a pinch of work. I grabbed watercolors. This is gonna be complete trial and error as well. Let me raise this up a little. I have no idea how this is gonna work on here, if it's gonna soak through. Here's my little melted Tupperware water cup ready. And I'm sure we're gonna need paper towels. All right, I'm just gonna try to keep this as dry as possible while still picking up some of the color enough to blend it. You know, blend out that little splotch. I'm scared. See, I don't want it to like, it's kind of doing that, where it's like wanting to peel up the image because it is watercolor. But it could be worse. Let's do... Just looking to like take the harshness away from these. Let's go in with green. I think green's going to be the way to actually tell, is this working? Okay. Pretty good. Pretty good. It's just enough to take that harshness away from the white ripped off there. kind of blend it out. I do need some in here. I'm scared to get it too wet, so I just keep trying to like blot it. Let's go back over the orange. Okay, I think that looks much better. I'm gonna set this aside. We're gonna go over these other ones, which some of these have just very, very minor issues. I definitely think I will spray these down just to just because. We got this one. Okay. So we'll go in maybe with more yellow right there. That does not look yellow, that looks, there we go, that's a little better. Just kind of looks like a smudge, that's okay. Put some pink in this little spot. And then we'll do like an orange right there. Okay. It's not great. It's not terrible. We'll see how it dries. I try not to, I don't ever want to try to overwork anything by just keep on messing with it. Sometimes you just gotta let, you know, well enough alone. I don't know where my black went, but there is a little left over here in the thing, just to touch this up a little. You know what? This one might be better off if we just put and you know what? Doing the Sharpie, I'm kind of try to like blend that out a little. There we go. Doing the Sharpie reminds me, I have a bunch of color, I think they're paint markers. And so maybe when some of these dry, I can go in and just do like a little touch-up work on them. This one should peel up. See, I just barely got some of the paper stuck to these. This looks like a little teacup with its handle. Okay, we'll let that dry and go over it again in a sec. How could you not put this guy on a card? Yeah, this one's a hot mess. But I mean, I don't know. Might just work out fine. Try to blend that out. This one might be, I'm gonna set this guy aside too. And we're gonna maybe put something in the corner over there for him. Kind of collage it. This one. Okay, and get the yellow. Just a little bit. This one needs a little more blue. Okay. Now let's see if we can find something for this guy that can sit in the corner over here. Let's do, just randomly found this hand on the floor. Is that going too weird? Let's just cut this tiny hand out. I don't know. Does that makes zero sense, right? I don't know. He could be bothered by this, you know? Maybe that's why he's making that face. Like, maybe he just... wants nothing to do with this. Okay. Here we go. I found this on the floor, this hand. There we go. Done, fixed. All right, next step, let's move this up a little. And we'll cut away this edge. Okay. So next step is I am going to maybe go over these with markers. A pinch. Let me just grab them now. I have them right here. They're just under me. Let's see what we can find real quick in here. Move this out of the way. This guy's definitely done though. I don't need to do anything else to him. See, I have bought these markers. There's about a gazillion of them, all different shades. And now that we have like a base color, maybe we can go in, and I'm just looking for a scrap sheet of paper to test the colors on. There we go. So we'll go in and see, can we make these? Yeah, that's, a little too dark for my liking on that one, but you know what? Once I spray these, you won't even be able to see any of this. I'm just being weird. Let's try to do some purple. It's a little more blue based. That's way too pink. How about this one? Yeah, see? It's probably gonna be a little too, oh shoot. It's done. Okay. There we go. Okay, you know what we can do here? We're gonna extend this as a shadow, or as a shadow, as like shading. And make her pop a little bit more. Okay, I made it a little sloppy. Sorry, I stop talking when I start concentrating. But we'll just color this all in. These markers are really cool. That I think you can buy them everywhere now. They're Amazon. I don't remember where I ordered mine, but I had originally gotten my oldest some of these, and then I realized how many times I borrowed them from her, and I was like, I need to just get my own. I don't like this line. There we go. It's a little bit better. So this is just me fixing a few things. That were probably pretty unnoticeable to begin with. Okay. There we go. This one, let's do, oh, this guy's done too because we did his pants. This one turned out wonderful. This one doesn't need anything because this was pretty much watercolor as it is, so I'm going to leave this one be besides spraying it. This guy's done. And this I could probably go over just a pinch. Let's find... Okay. Awful. Let's try it over here. Yeah, it works pretty good on this one. Okay, awful. Now we gotta find something like, put a little strip there. Here. Sorry, I'm shaking you guys because I'm just gonna lay a little strip down. Because I cannot with that. Just gonna lay a little blue multicolored strip down. We're gonna cut it off. Okay, it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite, but that's just, not everything can be your favorite. Or then you would have zero favorites. So we're gonna leave these alone, let them finish drying, add them to our deck, and then spray these and be done for the day until tomorrow when we add the numbers. So the next clip will be me spraying these and letting them dry. Really quick, I wanted to show you the awfulness. Like, I got back off and tried to border that horrific one, so I'm just going to hopefully not damage this card, but I cannot. This one's horrible. I don't want one. I cannot. Okay, so we're gonna I have just the print that is on the floor, and we're gonna cut it. And then redo. And let's do it the right way this time, finally. Just put the glue on it. And then... Oh, that's wet. Don't want that one. Okay, let's try this method. And then, oh, another thing, this will be fun. I didn't get to show you this because I figured it out after. But I was able to hold the cards up in the light and see what the image was that I was getting on the other side. So that was kind of nice because I started to be able to I started to be able to see what I was actually pinpointing on the picture. So we're going to take these, I can't reach it, and press this one down and let it dry now because we don't have all that extra glue. And then I'll do the same thing with that one. It won't need, oh wait, did I just put that on? Okay. All right, so that's the last card. Now I'm actually done. These are drying. That was done. And I'll take these out and clear coat them. I'll see you then. Alrighty, I went back and forth and debated on if this will ever be a video, because in my original idea behind these, I know what I wanted them to look like and I know what I wanted them to be, and this wasn't it. But I do think it's important to address a fail so that you can then retry it all. Do a different method. And so in this case, I chose to spray these cards with a clear spray, almost similar to, you know, like a spray paint type. This is the problem. Okay, so when I chose to use that type of sealant, it smells like spray paint. It's heavily chemical smell. It just is not, it's not my favorite smell. I love the spray, but it's not my favorite smell. So in that mistake, these now smell like spray paint. Now that wasn't the only downfall with these. Before I had sprayed them, I sat down and I went through these and we corrected some like minor blemishes that I had created by putting them on top of each other to dry and cut down, and just, it was a hot mess. Well, even after spraying, I could not control my patience, and I then thought, well, they're so thick, okay? They are very heavy. I don't know if the spray did it. I don't know if the type of paper I used on these did it, but they are very heavy, and you cannot shuffle them out very well. They just feel very, they just don't feel right. I mean, they don't feel like playing cards. They feel like little, I don't know, you know, the paint sample cards that you get at a store? That's what these feel like now. So I believe that was a downfall with them. And then, now I liked this effect. So when I painted here, I also didn't wait long enough. I'm just going to continue to touch on the fact that this is all due to my amount of patience, because in these projects, I'm trying to learn to be more patient. I'm really trying to get that down. So in me not waiting, I sprayed, the spray ran. Now I thought this was actually kind of beautiful. I was like, wow, that could work, except when I set it on top of the other cards and then removed the cards from each other, it left behind this residue. This residue that's like peeling and crunchy and just not what I wanted. So it peeled away, you know, some here. I can just see issues on a good majority of these. Look at this one. Yikes. But my problem wasn't necessarily how I did it or the steps I took to do them. It was just not letting them be, not letting them fully dry. As soon as I got them in from spraying, I immediately wanted to like crack the deck. I needed these to like immediately shuffle, which just did not need to be done. And so I cracked them like this. I shuffled through them, and then I took them all, stacked them up on one another, and then weighed them down for 24 hours. And it was not, it's like when I was doing it, I almost knew that it was going to be a fail, because as soon as I got up the next day, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see, like, I fixed all the problems with these and they're just going to shuffle out and be so nice now. Well, they were all stuck together. And that was where all the, blemishes come. Now, some of them turned out very nice. This one, even the mending I did on some of the coloring, it turned out wonderful, but these were not my best work. This one's beautiful. I really like that one. This one has damage. This one turned out fairly nice. I see a little blemish there, but this one, I thought this one was beautiful, and then, it got the damage. So I could talk on these all day, because I'm not any longer. It's been about a week or so, and I've now re-gifted the cards that I did complete and did correctly, and I was very happy with those as well. They were able to shuffle and they sealed up very nicely, but I was super disappointed with these. And next time, well, there's already been a next time, because like I said, I did redo a deck and I was more patient. So I learned something from this. Maybe in putting this video out, this one turned out beautiful. But maybe in putting this video out in the future, I will remember that I have now created a failed attempt, and that can remind me that, I can just maybe slow down a little bit, and maybe that can help someone else who has attempted something and failed at it. We can just, start over. So if you watched this video, I appreciate it so much, and I will see you on the next one.